2008 and 2009 NACA showcases and the 2009 APCA showcase, Dana Gilmore proving to be one of the hottest poets in the college market. Her poetic style has been described as both invigorating and cathartic. She has appeared on seasons 3 and 4 of HBO's Deaf Poetry Jam, where she received several standing ovations. She has also shared the stage with such artists as Mos Def, Kanye West, Anthony Hamilton, and the legendary Smokey Robinson. Dana's featured performance at Kansas City's well-renowned movement was a sold-out show. Guys, this is a hot poet right now. I hope y'all ready for her right now. Thank you.
I've been around doing this for quite some time now, and I started off in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if anyone has ever been to Atlanta. I went to school there, and I started out performing at open mic sets just like this. That's why I encourage you all to support all the open mic sets that are going on around the city and everything, because that's how I got started. And for people that are really interested in pursuing it, or if you just want to get up there and have a good exchange of ideas and words, it's always good to support your open mics. Started off there, at that time somebody is when I got called to do the HBO show. Well, I go out and I do HBO, but at the time I had never seen HBO Deaf Poetry. And they told me, you know, Russell Simmons does some show, HBO Deaf Poetry. I'm thinking Russell Simmons, well shit, I'm about to be rich. I'm going to It didn't happen like that, but you know, so I go out there and I do it. I get back to Atlanta, and you know, some people are very supportive of me having been on the show, and then there were some other people that were not so supportive, and I couldn't understand haters, right? You know, we have a word for them now. It's easy, haters. So I asked a friend of mine. I said, I don't understand. Like, why is everybody hating? Why are so many people hating? And he said, well, Dana, people have been trying to get on the show for a little while, and you hadn't been performing very long before getting onto the show, so they feel like you kind of skipped some steps. And I said, oh, okay, now I get it. It made a lot more sense to me, so I wrote this first poem. It's called FU2. I'm very, very, very passionate about my poetry. I don't know if I have like an alter ego or something like what Beyonce has, Sasha. Yeah, but I can't do the booty dance and shit. But I have to come up with like an alter ego name for myself. But anyway, this is FU2. I've been called a shit talker. And I guess since I'm a woman, y'all expect me to spit softer. But I keep coming harder, cause I lived on the other side of those waters. I've been to Africa and back, y'all. I've seen the Elmina and the Cape Coast castles. I walked the same ground where my people were burned. And I've been through a door labeled the point of no return. So as you see, this is bigger than just you and me. So why don't you just do you and I'll just do me? Didn't you see Deaf Poetry 3 standing ovation? So I can't worry about one man or woman when I'm trying to reach a nation. Some people pass judgment without covering all their bases. That's like trying to rob a bank before you take the time to case it. God gave me this gift and he's the only one that can take it. So all you can do is sit in the cut and try to play a hater. Ain't it funny the way people change when money comes around? I guess the whole world loves it when you don't get down. I'm not trying to beat poetry, but ain't no beating me. I got tired of corporate America with no love and no ties, so I will not go back to the 9 to 5. I'd rather do this instead. So you can get the thought out your head if you think you're gonna mess with my bread, because if I ain't doing what I love, then I'm better off dead. And if you ain't showing no love, it's better left unsaid. Thank you. This poem that I'm going to do before I close out, I wrote this poem because, ladies, I can give the guys a little secret, right? I can tell a little, yeah. Okay. We usually know that at some point you're going to come back and call. And I mean, we're waiting for that moment. Usually, you know, we have like our girls around. It's like a round table discussion. You know, and if you call, and when you call, thank God for caller ID. Well, first thing we do, we tell our girl, shh, it's him, it's him, it's him. I knew his ass was gonna come. And then what? Speakerphone your ass quick. And also, we have this thing that we do as women. It's this thing we can do with our voice to make it sound really, really high-pitched, as if we are just absolutely happy without you. So if we answer the phone in that high-pitched voice, talking about, you know, like, hello, like we didn't know it was you and shit. Hello? And we just so happy. That's a bunch of BS, okay? Ain't nobody that happy. It's a recession. The thing is, we have to make you feel as if we are that happy without you. So we find ourselves saying stupid stuff like making up words. You're like, how you doing? We're like, fantabulous. But we just do it. And usually we have this one guy that's like the friend, the one who we probably really should give the time of day, but we keep telling everybody he's just a friend. And I mean, this ain't the shit that he wants to be. He's just following your lead, kind of waiting for that moment when you kind of open your eyes and realize that, you know, he's better than just being a friend. You know, he's the one you got coming to all your poetry readings and shit while the other guys out there doing whatever he wants to do. But at some point, I guess we have to turn and give our attention to the ones that really deserve our attention. And it's the same for men too, because now you find a lot of men saying women play too many games these days. So this poem is Wife, Woman, Friend, Part 2. And I wrote this poem after getting my phone call, and I thought that I was kind of over the guy, I was ready to move on, and you know, you kind of had the other guy there that's on the side, and guys, if you ever want to know if you're the other guy on the side, if you find your friend, girlfriend looking at you with this blank stare at times, and you don't know what the hell she's thinking, she's trying to figure out what the fuck you doing there, but she just can't quite get it together. If you don't know, it's a blank stare, it's a certain look, right, ladies, that you have, and you just kind of like you looking through him, like, what is he doing here? But this is Wife, Woman, Friend, Part 2. I do have CDs for sale for $5. I only have a few because I had just left another show, but anyway, they're here, and this is Wife, Woman, Friend, Part 2. I'm tired of looking out my window seeing shadows of you. And I can't hang out with my girls without checking my rear view. You call and breathing in my phone like I can't hear you. And every time I go to the club, you just happen to be there too. All I ever wanted was to see us through. But when I needed you, I had to compete with clubs, drugs, your boys, and PS2. Out all night chasing women with your weak ass crew. But I guess when you're in Rome, you do what Romans do, yet they go home alone just like you. Wishing they would have held on just like you. Probably calling, breathing in somebody's phone just like you. I'm so through dealing with dudes just like you, because I had a few of them just like you. I had the ball and type that calls all night, keeps claiming he's coming through. I had the CEO, he would bring me dough, because he always had something to prove. I had the so-called God man that thought he could do everything God can, so he was closer to God than the church man. I had to meet me at the poetry spot, my down-to-earth man. I had a dude from the club who was only good for you know what. And I had a street dude that kept claiming he was down on his luck. I had the player with no goals, no heart, just game. I had the 24 in the studio, he was on his way to fame. I had a control freak who thought that he could keep me on a chain. I had a dude that lied so much I don't even know his real name. At the end of the night, they all made me feel the same. I had a million things to lose and not a damn thing to gain. I guess DMX said it best, you gotta let a dog roam, but many nights you never found your way home. You left me all alone. I sacrificed my own blood and sweat, yet you wanna collect benefits like you was the vet. Popping off at the mouth saying shit Ja Rule would have said, like love is pain and pain is love. What? I tell you I need you and your shoulders shrug. I tell you I'm leaving and you call my bluff. I say a million men want me, you said well they can have you then, so when you beg for me to come back, I tell you I got a man who's not just my lover but my friend, the closest person to me, so I call him my next of kin. And I know you think you own this, but guess what, he put it in and represented for all men, even those that act like boys and we still call men, and he goes all out for me, so when he needs me, I'm all in, because we went from walking to running in places we used to crawl in, and you think you can fall in and feed me bullshit, sprinkle with game on it, but when he hit it, he wrote his name on it. I was committed when he put his brain on it. So he and I will parade these streets, and I'll be damned if you rain on it. What do you mean it's not over yet? You come here full of hot air, but you'll leave trying to catch your breath. I told you I was close to empty, but you wouldn't believe till there was nothing left, too busy poking out your chest. I'm thinking, what kind of man chooses the streets over hot meals and good sex? Look, I know you have your regrets, and I'm not going to throw it in your face, because hell, I wish you the best, but him for you. That's like more for less, and I just can't do it. You had your chance, but you blew it. And deep inside, I think you knew it was killing me, but silly me, I couldn't see the forest for the trees, and I didn't know you cut so deep until I began to bleed. I guess they left out all the snakes in the story of birds and bees, so you can cry me a river, you can cry me a sea, but that's the last time I'll love a dude that ain't got no love for me. Thank you.
Welcome to CJack Run Presents. I'm Lashana. Tonight, we're here with Dana Gilmore, the great poet that just graced our stage at Syracuse University Final Word Black Artist League 2010. Now, Dana has been featured on HBO Def Poetry Jam, for 3 or 4 appearances.
I actually had 2 appearances and 3 tapings. I guess they scrapped one.
So 3 appearances, and she also shared the stage with great legends such as Sept, Kanye West, and Smokey Robinson. So can you tell us how that has been for you?
I actually shared the HBO Then Poetry stage with them, and so it was kind of a shock going in because these are people that I just see on TV, and so it was a little bit of celebrity shock there for me. But after a while, I guess the artistry kind of takes over, and so then it just becomes about the art of spoken word. And after I got past that initial shock of that, then it was a wonderful experience.
Right.
It just became about the audience, and it was a New York crowd, so it was just, trying to give them all that I had and just give it to them as I felt it when I wrote it, and so it ended up being a good experience for me.
Right.
Yeah, I get to come to places like Syracuse now, and that's awesome, and I loved it. It was an awesome audience, loved the students, loved the energy, it was great. So thank you all for having me out.
Thank you. Now, you kept it real on the stage with the poets from everything, and I believe we all appreciated when you went in as far as the men coming back or calling us back, so we appreciate you for that. Now, where did you get your start from in poems or doing poetry?
I started as a child writing poetry, just kind of in the corner of my room. I think that's how most, poets start off, kind of just in a little corner of your room, you're writing poetry. I wasn't too familiar with spoken word as an art form. And when I started going to the open mics in Atlanta, Georgia, I'm like, wow, okay, there's a whole performance piece that goes along with the written piece. And that's when it was like grasping. I'm like, wow, I really love this. I really enjoy it. And so it just came together like that. God, I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes you plan things a certain way in your life, and then higher power has a totally different agenda.
Right.
And sometimes you just go with it.
Right. Well, we thank you for your time. Now, do you have any inspirational words to people coming up that want to be a poet or that's, looking to do spoken word?
I always tell people, stay true to your gift. Stay true to your talent first. Your gift will make room for you. So stay true to it, whether it's spoken word, whatever, music, whatever it is that you're doing, psychology, whatever it is that you're good at. Pursue it relentlessly. Don't take no for an answer, and keep going.
Right.
So that's it.
Now, we thank you for those words of inspiration and for your time that you have with us. So, is there somewhere that we can reach you or reach out to you where we can hear some of your spoken word?
Absolutely. I have my own website. That's danagilmore.com. The email is dana@danagilmore.com. I am forced to join the age of Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, and all of the above. So you can find me at all those places. Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, YouTube. Do the search, Dana Gilmore. But please visit my website. I'm there. I respond to my emails as often as possible. So that's where you can find me. And look for new things. I'm working on a new project now called The Men's Room. So it's a new CD project that I'm working on. Tribute to the men because I think they're tired of me beating up on them a little bit. So yeah, that's it.
The more softer side of them. Okay.
Yeah, my sensitive side.
Well, thank you for your time. And that was Dana Gilmore, the great poet that just gave us some great spoken word.
Awesome.
Thank
Great.
you.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll call or email you or
Okay.
something. Okay,
Yep.
thanks.
Next, CJack. I'm like calling you last minute. I'm like,
I know, she's like, CJack, hold